Hey everybody, welcome back to War Buddies. We spent last weekend at Warfaire Weekend, which was, as usual, an exciting and wonderful time, and also utterly exhausting. We had the Warcaster Championship we ran on Saturday. 4 players, ISA won. Just saying. I didn't play the ISA. But on Friday, we got to run the finale event for Jericho Reach Season 2, the Lawgiver event. Now, I've talked about this in some of the previous episodes, but just to catch you guys up, the fate of the world was decided in the global campaign. The March of Worlds won. The Lawgiver, however, that big hammer that's floating over the world, we need to settle what happens to that. So we had 6 players show up for this, which was phenomenal. We had 3 people playing AC, 2 ISA players, and 1 March of Worlds player. Split them into 2 boards, 3 players each. We also gave them some secret objectives. Each player drew 1 randomly. I'll put a few of them up here. Each player drew 1 randomly at the start of the game, and they were worth 1 point if you could fulfill them. And they're just kind of not difficult to do, but they can distract you from your plan if you're trying to work a plan. I'll show you guys the setup here in a second and explain how the scenario itself went. But the winner of each board would get to go head to head and either agree or fight it out as for what they did with the Lawgiver ship. So before I spoil any sort of surprise for you guys, we'll go ahead and jump over to the video. The sound quality is a little noisy because we were in the gaming hall and there were thankfully a ton of people there. Enjoy. All right, here's the setup for our Lawgiver event. This is table number 2, actually. Table number 1 is over there. And some tables in the middle I'll get to here in a second. Each is set up the same way. We've got an objective in the center and 2 elevators. Elevator 1, elevator 2. Models can interact with the elevators just like ladders, but instead of ending up on a rooftop, they end up on board the Lawgiver. They will appear in base contact with this structure anywhere they like. There are 2 objectives and a bunch of terrain on the Lawgiver. They may not shoot through the wall, I've already told them. So whoever wins, it's going to be into pulse round scoring, escalation, so pulse rounds 1, 2, and 3, and the secret objectives. Board number 1, pulse round 1 is over. We've got marchers sitting on center objective. AC in the house. AC on the ship. More shenanigans to follow. All right, over here, board number 2. We've got ISA and AC fighting over the middle there. More ISA pouring in over the sides. Up on the ship, the ISA have reboarded their own ship, I guess. In control of 1 objective there, so that's going to be 1 point for ISA. Back to board number 1, we just finished up pulse round 2. We've got people everywhere, I might add. Marchers holding the center objective down in the plaza. Up on the ship, it's starting to get crowded. We've got Raxus holding this objective for 2 points there. And the marchers holding the back as well, bringing them up to 5 points to the AC's 2. All right, board number 2, coming in at the end of pulse round 1, we've got AC holding this objective down here, up on the board, up on the ship. ISA holding it down to this end, and contested objective AC versus ISA there. Moving into pulse round 3. And we have the first bonus objective scored. Our AC player has scored to the pain, reducing an enemy solo to 1 health and leaving him alive at the end of the turn. All right, bottom of pulse round 3 on board number 1. We've got AC in charge of this objective, putting up to 5 points. March of Worlds, running out of cord here. March of Worlds on that objective there. Down on the main board, they have also secured that objective, bringing them to 11 points. And the Marchers are going to take board 1. And we got another bonus objective scored, the pincer maneuver. We've got a solo here in your deployment. And then we've got one who snuck down the elevator from the ship in enemy deployment, giving another point to the ISA. All right, end of game, board 2. We've got ISA in control of the ground objective. We've got the other ISA in control of this objective, and the AC in control of that objective. So everyone scores 3 points. It's going to go to Richie's ISA, which means the fate of the Lawgiver is going to come down to a chat between the Marchers and the ISA. So that wraps it up for our special bonus episode of Jericho Reach. Now our Marcher Worlds and our ISA player got together, and the ISA player agreed that it was time for the Lawgiver to depart. So the Marcher World said, we'll see you around, and they dropped a little explosive payload in the cargo bay as the ship left. So the Lawgiver will make it back to Bastion. It will leave a trail of debris, marking every gate it travels through between here and there, but the Lawgiver will live to fight another season. Speaking of another season, the next video you see from us, we'll be doing the big story wrap-up, explain everything that happened with the Reach, what happened with Tari and Avarice, what happened with the Petroviches, the Marcher Worlds, what happened with the AC, all that kind of stuff. We'll explain that in the next episode. We're also going to sit down and do sort of a Jericho Reach question and answer thing, a Q&A. So you provide the Q, I'll provide the answers. Just go ahead and drop into the comments here below if there's any questions you have about the season, anything you want to see in next season, what you liked, what you didn't like, whatever. I thrive on feedback from you guys, so I want to hear what you think. Thanks for watching as always, and we'll see you next time in about a week or so to finally bring Jericho Reach Season 2 to a close. Thanks for watching.